Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm here to slow your breathing, to soften the noise inside your mind, and to gently wash away the weight this long day placed upon your heart. Tonight, I bring you a story that begins without love, without dreams of marriage, yet somehow finds its way there. This is the tale of two souls who never planned to be husband and wife, but fate quietly and unexpectedly tied their lives together. Before we begin, I humbly ask you, if this story touches your heart, please subscribe to the channel. Your support gives meaning to my hard work, and do leave a comment, because your thoughts guide me toward the stories you wish to hear next. Now let us step into the story. The opening scene begins in haste. A man rushes into a car, his face never revealed, his presence fleeting, as if he were never meant to stay. At the same moment, we are introduced to our heroine. Her name is Linda, a medical college student, standing silently with a marriage certificate in her hands and a black card that feels heavier than it looks. Her thoughts echo softly. Why such urgency? Why sign the papers and disappear without a glance? Without words, the truth unfolds. They're married. The man appears only once more, to deposit money in the bank, to hand it over to her, and then he leaves again, still without showing his face. And then the past reveals itself. This marriage was never born of love. The man, not a stranger, but her friend's uncle, dreamed only of studying abroad. Yet his mother stood firm. Marriage first, or nowhere you go. Seeing Linda struggle to manage her expenses, her friend proposed an unusual solution, a contract marriage. "Marry my uncle," she said. "He will not disturb your life. He is kind and handsome. If you wish, you may stay married. If not, after your studies, you are free to walk away." A marriage of convenience, a signature without promises, a bond without expectations. Back in the present, Linda walks into the house he left for her. A large, silent home, filled with space, filled with questions. Will we live together after 3 years? Or will this end in divorce? Why such money? Why such a house? For a marriage that means nothing? Time moves quietly. 3 years pass. Linda begins her internship at a hospital, and only then does fate lift the veil. The hero appears. A doctor, returned from abroad after completing his higher studies. A man of discipline, reserved, distant, untouched by romance. He never believed in love. Marriage to him was only a formality, a single signature that allowed him to chase his dreams. Now, let us turn our gaze toward the hero. He is no ordinary man, one of the finest doctors in the city, a leader who holds 50% ownership of a renowned hospital, not only managing it, but serving within it as a healer. Standing beside him is his cousin, also a shareholder, who gently questions him. "You've returned after 3 long years, but why haven't you visited your wife? You signed the papers and vanished from her life. Don't you think it's time you saw her?" The hero pauses, then replies softly, "Yes. Everything I achieved in my higher studies was possible because of her. Without her sacrifice, I would not be standing here today. Before I meet her, I want to bring gifts. Not just things, but gratitude." Meanwhile, in another corner of the city, at the hospital where Linda works, a tense moment unfolds. A man shouts angrily at her, his words sharp and cruel. Earlier, when his wife came for a checkup, Linda had gently confirmed that the baby was healthy. But when a girl child was born, the man's anger turned ugly. "I wanted a son," he yelled. Linda stood firm. "You cannot demand life as you wish. You are speaking this way in front of a woman, and by law, no one can determine or harm a child based on gender. That is a crime." She continued calmly yet bravely. "I know you tried many times to harm the baby, but your wife begged me not to act against you. That mercy is the only reason you stand free today." Blinded by rage, the man raised his hand, and at that exact moment, the hero arrived. In a flash, he stopped the man, shielding Linda, holding her close as danger faded away. The man tried again, and again was stopped. Silence followed. The hero still held her, protective, unmoving. His cousin smiled teasingly. "I thought you didn't like women. That man left long ago. Yet you're still holding her." Realizing himself, the hero gently stepped back. Linda walked away quietly. Soon, her friend joined her, laughing softly. Well, that was interesting. Our hospital owner holding you so tightly. Is something going on? Linda shook her head. No, I saw him for the first time today. Another woman nearby whispered unkind words, judging without understanding. Before things could escalate, a hospital staff member arrived. The director has called you both. There's an interview for assistant to the hospital owner. Linda and her friend went together. Inside the cabin, the hero observed silently. After witnessing earlier events, he spoke with certainty. I saw your courage outside. I admire it. You will be my assistant and work closely with me. Later that day, the hero received a call from his cousin. When will you visit my friend? You left her 3 years ago. Not even a single phone call. Do you know how hurt she must be? He answered firmly, I will meet her soon. I've brought gifts, but first I need to speak with her and decide our future together. Turning to Linda, he hesitated, then asked, I need help. I don't know what gift would be right for my wife. Would you come with me? She agreed. As they walked together, a strange feeling stirred in her heart. Soft and familiar, painful. She said quietly, You must love your wife deeply, buying so many gifts. Without waiting for his reply, she left. That night, the hero finally called his wife, unaware that the number he dialed belonged to Linda. She had just reached her hostel when a phone rang. I am your husband, he said. Don't you even have my number? Before she could reply, voices nearby filled the silence. A couple talking softly about pregnancy. Misunderstandings struck his heart like lightning. Anger replaced patience. If she didn't want me, he shouted. Why didn't she tell me? Why deceive me? Confused and hurt, Linda stood frozen. Soon after, her friend called. Did my uncle come to meet you? Linda waited. Minutes passed, then hours. But the hero never arrived, and disappointment settled quietly into her heart. The next morning arrived quietly, but peace was absent from both their hearts. They walked into the hospital carrying heavy thoughts. The hero, troubled by the belief that his wife had betrayed him. The heroine, hurt by the silence, wondering why the man who promised to come never showed up. Both had spent the night restless, sleep refusing to stay. Fate, however, was already at work. As Linda walked through the corridor, a stack of boxes suddenly slipped from above. Before fear could find her, strong hands pulled her back. It was him. Once again, he had saved her. For a moment, time paused. She stared at him, unable to look away. He noticed and asked lightly, How long are you going to look at me like that? Realizing herself, she looked away at once. Sorry and thank you, she whispered, and quickly walked on. Later that day, Linda went to check on a VIP patient, one of the hospital's shareholders. His smile was uncomfortable, his words inappropriate. You look very beautiful, he said. If you cooperate with me, I can give you a powerful position. His hand crossed a line. Linda reacted instantly, pushing him away and slapping him in anger, humiliated and furious. The man raised his hand, but before it could fall, the hero arrived. His voice was sharp, commanding, You have no right to behave this way. I don't need your shares. You are discharged from this hospital now. The man laughed bitterly. For her, she's just an intern. And you're choosing her over me? Then he crossed a line he could never return from. If you want her, just say it. I'll send her to you. The hero lost control. His anger spoke louder than words. I am the owner of this hospital, he declared. From this moment, your shares are cancelled. Get out and never return. Silence followed. Later, Linda wanted to thank him. She went to his room, but stopped at the door. He was changing. Embarrassed, she closed her eyes. Breaking the awkwardness, she asked softly, Yesterday, did you go to see your wife? He paused. I don't think it will work, he replied quietly. I entered her life at the wrong time. Everything went wrong. Linda hesitated, then spoke with honesty. I think there is a misunderstanding. Please, go and speak to her directly. Only then will you know the truth. Her words stayed with him. I'll do as you say, he replied. Just then, Linda's phone rang. It was her friend. Tonight, she said, I'll make both of you talk. Please wait. Linda agreed. Later that day, the hero approached her again. I need your help to select dresses for my wife. She agreed and chose them carefully. Soon after, his cousin called. Are you coming to meet her today or not? She asked. Yes, he replied. Just tell me the place. Come to the house, she said teasingly. And honestly, do you even know your wife's name? Linda, he answered confidently. There was a pause. No, she corrected. It's Elinda. The hero froze. Elinda. The name echoed in his mind. The same name. The same woman. Hope rushed back into his heart. A smile he hadn't felt in years slowly appeared. Without wasting another moment, he left, heading toward the house where Destiny waited. Inside the house, Elinda and her friend waited quietly. He was late. Every passing second stretched her patience thinner. The meeting was supposed to bring answers, but only silence arrived. And then it struck her. The house he had given her to live in. The place she had quietly vacated, renting it out and hiding herself in a lonely hostel room. What if he goes there? Fear raced faster than her heartbeat, leaving her friend behind. She ran, hope and panic tangled in every step. But fate had already moved ahead of her. He had gone there, to the same house, the house that once carried her name. Instead, he saw another life, a pregnant woman standing beside her husband, smiling in borrowed happiness. His heart shattered in a single glance. So this is the truth, he thought. Anger replaced love. Without a word, he left the gifts behind and returned home with a broken soul. The husband gathered the gifts, unaware they were wrapped in misunderstanding. Moments later, she arrived, breathless, hopeful. Did anyone come here looking for me? She asked. They smiled politely. No. They lied, afraid she would take back what fate had delivered. Meanwhile, rage consumed him. He called his cousin, his voice trembling with pain. I want a divorce. Right now. The cousin hid the truth. She lied gently, cruelly. An emergency surgery, that's why he didn't come. She apologized on his behalf. The heroine smiled sadly and said, He's a rich man. How can he ever understand a poor girl's feelings? Everything is my mistake. And she walked away, once again choosing silence over explanation. But Destiny wasn't done. Her friend refused to let love die quietly. A plan was born, a party, a forced meeting, one last chance. He resisted. I don't like parties. I don't have time. But fate insisted. And so he came. She arrived late. And that delay fed his doubts. See? He said bitterly. She has no feelings for me anymore. Then she entered. He saw her, but mistook her presence for coincidence. Before he could react, another man stepped forward, mocking her past, insulting her transformation. Her hand moved before her fear. A slap echoed across the room. The man raised his hand, but Destiny arrived faster. She is my wife, the hero declared, standing between them. What can you do now? Silence fell. The cousin smiled through his relief. He remembers her. My mission is complete. Justice followed. The bully was punished. Truth stood tall. You're still an intern. The hero said coldly. Why are you even here? She replied softly. I came to meet someone. As the celebration unfolded, she sat quietly unnoticed. He told her, ask for anything you want. She picked up a costly ring, placed it in his hand and said, I bought this for your wife. His voice hardened. I don't need this anymore. Keep it or give it to charity. She smiled with quiet faith. One day everything would change. That day, I'll give this to you again. But his heart was already poisoned by lies. She didn't come for me, he said. Don't force her anymore. She has another man. She's pregnant. Shock spread like fire. What? Pregnant? Are you mad? Her friend cried. I don't want to talk about this anymore, he said and ended the call. And just like that, love stood face to face, separated not by distance, but by misunderstanding. That night, loneliness found him again. And this time, he drowned it in alcohol. Drink after drink, trying to forget a wife he believed had betrayed him. Worried, his cousin called her. He's drunk badly. I think he loves you more than he admits. Even in his hangover, he asked me to send his assistant with him. Please take him home. She went. She brought him back to his house, steadying his unsteady steps. When her fingers brushed his skin, Her heart skipped. He was burning with fever. She rushed to get medicine, but when she returned, he wasn't on the sofa. She turned, and there he was, standing behind her, fresh from a bath, water still clinging to him like unsaid words. "Are you searching for me?" he asked softly. Time paused. She slipped, but fate refused to let her fall. He caught her, firm, certain. In that fragile silence, her stomach betrayed her with a soft sound. He smiled. "Are you angry or hungry?" Then gently, "Shall we go out for dinner?" They went. Across the table, she watched him carefully, a rich man, yet thoughtful, gentle, taking care of the woman beside him. Her heart whispered, "If only my husband looked at me like this," and his heart argued back, "She is poor, yet so caring. While my wife chose to cheat, I'm going to divorce my wife," he said suddenly. "She has another man in her life." Her breath caught. "Please forgive me," she said quietly. "I won't talk about this again." He looked at her. "Are you married?" "Yes," she replied. "It's going well. My husband takes very good care of me." They drove back in silence. As he leaned in to fasten her seatbelt, a pair of jealous eyes watched. A click, a photo. The angle lied. It looked like a kiss. Rumors were already waiting to be born. The next day, Pinky cornered her with poison words. "How can you trap a wealthy man with just your beauty?" Her patience broke. "I am married. He is married. Don't speak about us like this." But Pinky smiled cruelly. "I'm not lying. I have proof." She showed the photo. Laughter exploded around them. Humiliation burned. The heroine snapped and poured water on Pinky's face. Without another word, she walked away. But Pinky's anger didn't stop there. She went to a senior doctor. "I want revenge. At any cost." He smiled darkly. "I'll do it." The trap was set. Later, the heroine was assigned to a patient. The hero noticed. "That's Matthew," the director said, "a known womanizer. We never assigned female staff to him." Alarm rang in the hero's heart. Inside the room, the old man asked her to sit close. "I need to check your BP," she said. "No need," he replied smoothly. "Let's just talk." He offered her water. She refused politely. His tone changed. "This happened before. A staff refused my water. She was suspended, and now she's not even normal." Fear crept in. Against her instincts, she drank. Too late. Her head spun. Her body weakened. He moved closer, hands crossing lines. Just then, the door burst open. The hero. "Don't make a scene, doctor," the man sneered. "They work for us. They should adjust. Leave her here tonight." That was his last mistake. The hero's rage erupted. He struck him down and warned, "I am a doctor. If I touch you surgically, you will never think like this again." He took her away, but the poison had already begun its work. She clung to him, confused, affectionate, not herself. "Look at me," he said gently. "I am not your husband. I am your doctor. Please come to your senses." She couldn't, so he protected her, with restraint, with honor. He stayed awake until sleep claimed her. Morning came. She woke with fear in her eyes. "Did I do anything wrong?" He smiled softly. "Thank God I have self-control. You're safe." Tears filled her eyes. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me." "It's okay," he said quietly. "Nothing happened. Just rest." The next morning, truth finally knocked. The hero called the senior doctor. The same man hiding behind Pinky's shadow. His voice was calm, but every word carried danger. Illegal activities, fake illnesses, the IP patients saved from jail using false medical reports, insurance claimed through lies. Am I right? The doctor froze. Fear replaced arrogance. Years of corruption spilled into the open. Rich criminals escaping bars, fake diagnoses, money soaked in sin. Justice moved fast. The hero investigated, collected proof, and watched as handcuffs closed around him. Pinky followed, her lies finally catching up with her. As they were taken away, the heroine said softly, "You deserve this, for every wrong you did." Later, the director approached her. "Everything he did was for you. We found out they were torturing you." He couldn't stay silent. Her heart softened. For the first time, She looked at him not as a doctor, not as a stranger, but as a man who protected her without asking anything back. And slowly, liking turned into warmth. Just then, fate introduced chaos. Another cousin returned. Foreign degrees in name, foreign fun in reality. I'm bored of foreign girls. He laughed on the phone. I want to see our country girls. Party tonight? Oh God, the hero sighed. You're back to torture me. I was peaceful without you. In that careless moment, he bumped into the heroine. The cousin recognized her instantly, the bride from the wedding day, but she didn't recognize him. Are you okay? He asked smoothly. Do you know me? Who are you? She asked. I'm from the Gu family. What family? She replied innocently, and that's when he realized she still hadn't met her husband. A wicked idea bloomed. I'm your husband, he said confidently. Don't you remember me? Her face lit up. She believed him. He handed her a bouquet and invited her to a party. From a distance, the hero watched. Anger burned his chest. That womanizer with her? Is he really her husband? Confusion drove him to drink. Even his cousin was shocked. How can such a good girl marry someone like him? The worry deepened. That night, the cousin took her to a bar. Lights, music, noise. She felt uncomfortable. Introduced to strangers, forced smiles surrounded her. He pressured her to drink. I have night duty, she said firmly. She walked away to the restroom. Behind her back, his friends laughed. How did you catch her? She came and fell in front of my car. He lied cruelly. First I'll enjoy, then you can. They spiked a drink, but she saw everything. Her heart broke. Is this my husband? A man who shares his wife? Anger exploded. She threw the drink on his face and tried to leave. They blocked her path. Hands crossed lines. And then, the hero arrived. You shameless womanizer. He roared. How dare you touch a girl like her? His fists spoke what words couldn't. The cousin begged. The hero pulled her away. Why did you go with him? He asked. How could I refuse my husband? She replied sadly. Never go with him again. He warned. He's a bad person. She nodded, tears forming. Yes, I realize now. I've decided to divorce him. I'm waiting for him to ask. Later, she told her friend, please leave me. I want to divorce your uncle. We don't match. I saw him. I don't like him. Her friend's heart sank. The next day, they traveled together to a quiet camp, where silence spoke louder than words. She stood before her mother's grave. Tears fell freely, carrying years of loneliness, pain, and unanswered prayers. Her shoulders shook, and then she heard his voice, standing before the grave. He folded his hands and said softly, I promise you, I will take care of her. I will protect her always. She turned in shock. How can you protect me? She asked, trembling. He met her eyes. I will. No matter what. They left together, but fate had other plans. The car broke down. The cold deepened. The night grew unforgiving. They couldn't stay there. A nearby hotel was their only choice. But destiny smiled mischievously. All rooms are booked, the receptionist said. Only one room is available. No escape, no excuses. They took it. He went out again. Brought food, brought medicine, mixed care into every small action. She came out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel. Their eyes met, then instantly turned away, shy hearts racing faster than reason. She changed. They prepared to eat. Suddenly, he pulled her closer. Fear reacted faster than thought. Slap. He stood stunned. I thought a cat was about to fall on you, he said innocently. Silence broke into laughter. She smiled, embarrassed. I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. Something shifted in his heart. Respect, admiration, and something deeper. Later that night, he sent a message. I want a divorce. Tomorrow. She saw it and smiled with relief, believing her husband was the wrong man all along. The next day, at the divorce office, he stood there with his cousin. From a distance, they saw her. Why is she here? The cousin whispered. A doubt rose. What if she's your wife? No, he said quickly. My wife is bad. She is a good girl. The cousin frowned. Didn't you ever check your marriage certificate? There must be a photo. Reluctantly, he looked, and time stopped. It was her. His heart exploded with joy. So you are my wife, He smiled to himself. I can't divorce you. At that moment she approached them. Why are you here, sir? She asked. Just time pass, they replied casually. Why did you come? She sighed. That scoundrel asked me to come for divorce. Now he messaged saying he won't give it. I'm disappointed. The cousin burst into laughter. The hero whispered, Go laugh on the road. We'll go by car. On the way, he asked softly, How much do you like me? She replied honestly, You're my teacher. You guide me. You saved me in critical moments. I like you. Anything more? He asked. She shook her head. Nothing more. She walked into the hospital. He stood outside, feelings finally awake. Later, the director asked her gently, Why are you always so sad? She spoke about her life. Can you show me your husband's photo? The director asked. She did. The director froze. Isn't this our boss? Her world collapsed. She stared at the photo again. What, he is my husband. Realization hit like lightning. She ran. He stood there. Yes, he said softly. I am your husband, and from today, I won't hesitate anymore. I want to love you more than anything in this world. Will you accept me as your husband? Tears turned into smiles. She nodded. They embraced. Two hearts finally finding each other. After losing themselves in misunderstanding, love bloomed freely now. No fear, no doubt, only happiness. Logic may question this story, but emotions don't. Because in dramas, it's not about logic. It's about feeling every moment. And that's all for today. Tomorrow, I'll come back with another beautiful story. Until then, bye you guys. Love you all, sparkling headphone.